Hi there, welcome to the Social Space. This is the show all about Wichita Falls. I just heard North Texas, guess we're excluding the rest, and the whole wide world. Hey, can I thank our sponsors real quick? News Channel 6, 𝙆𝙬𝙬. Gosh, they so nice. They air us at 10:30 p.m. right after the news that you just watched, I'm sure. 10:30 a.m. That's News Talk 1290. We're part of the Town Square Media family.
We are.
And the impact signs at Falls Truck Center. Gosh, Tanya and Sean Choate, the best.
The best.
Really enjoying being Facebook friends with Tanya. She puts up good pics. Love those guys. I am Eric Crossland. I'm one of your hosts here, and Jackie Hager.
Hi.
Got to whip out to Fort Worth after this?
I am. I'm going to finish this up, and I'm going to drive down to Fort Worth.
Always on the move. You're a busy lady.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Why not? Live it up. You get one life, right? Yeah,
Exactly.
Last time
We
I
live
this was
fast.
here.
Yeah,
We don't miss any of it.
To our left is Andrew Bell. Not going anywhere after work, right?
No,
No,
just
okay,
back
good.
to work.
Just back to work. And another woman that moves on the move, Beth Standlee. How you doing?
I'm good.
Thanks for being here.
I'm so excited to be in Wichita Falls. Candy asked me this morning, well, what time are you leaving? And I said, oh, just 8 o'clock. I'm just driving. She said, wow, you're driving to Wichita? I said, Wichita Falls. That's a different deal.
That's right. We
Yeah.
don't like Wichita.
It's the real, it's the Wichita. Yeah, that's right.
Beth, we're so excited. You are from the Dallas-Fort Worth area,
Yes, ma'am.
and you've had such a crazy, fun, exciting life, from being leader of Girl Scouts to lemonade stands to the Tupperware queen.
Yes, ma'am.
And now you're a coach and a trainer for businesses, but you are here because you just wrote a book that we're excited about, People Buy from People. Tell us a little bit about you, Beth.
Oh, thanks, Jackie. I'm so glad to be with you all. It looks like y'all have fun all day long.
We do.
That's my primary goal in our company. Our number one core value is we believe in fun, having, promoting, and being. And part of the People Buy from People concept is that's what we're doing all the time. You know, even in this crazy COVID time, and maybe even more so in this particular time, I think people are desperate to be personally connected. It's funny because in the book I have a rant about virtual communication. And how did I know just a very few months after the launch of the book we would all only be virtually communicating? I'm so thrilled to be here with you all.
Yes.
You know, in person,
Yeah.
for real.
When we started out, we had our guest via right on this TV right here.
There you go.
Yeah.
There. And it's great. I mean, I do love that. And in a way, during this time, I've been able to connect more personally through Zoom more frequently.
Yes.
With folks in the industry. People slowed down a little bit. And that's been an interesting twist.
I will say, I don't know if I'll ever be able to go back to just a conference line. I want to be able to see people on Zoom so that you can feel their connection, because, you know, we all buy something, people buy from people. I don't know if I'll be able to go back to the old way.
I certainly prefer it over just a conference call or even a voice call.
I want to see your face.
Yeah.
So Beth, why did you choose the title of this book, People Buy from People?
Well, because I think it's true, right? You know, unless you're selling, and I know people buy stuff on Amazon and you click here and click there, but I think unless you are selling commodities, that if you're selling something, you know, Jackie, you and I have similar kinds of companies. We sell services. If you're somebody who sells a home, you know, you sell houses or you sell cars or whatever, those are not commodities, and they have value that needs to be represented fairly. And I think people are more like, people want to buy from their friends.
Yes.
I think that there's a big trust factor.
Yes.
I remember trying to buy a couch when I was really young. I didn't know one thing about my style or anything. I was young, and the salesman that worked with me was just awful. He just kept wanting to transact, and that doesn't work.
Right.
Like when you get connected to somebody, which I think is the first step in the sales process, that sets you up for trust and a situation where people won't buy from you one time, but they'll buy from you all the rest of the time. And that's the kind of selling I want to do.
And it's funny that you say that, because Jackie and I talk a lot about this, that we're not necessarily in the marketing business, we're in the relationship building business.
Yes.
And the work that we produce here is just as much as important as the relationship that we have with our clients.
That's awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got a call today from a client that I haven't talked to in 3 years, but he felt unsuccessful with his company that he moved to, and just came back and was like, I really enjoyed working with y'all. And it was just like talking to an old friend. It was
That's
all
awesome.
about that relationship.
Well, it is. It is.
And I like that know, like, trust factor, and the fact that as a customer that they feel that they matter. You know, every penny, people get a choice to where to spend their money.
Yes.
And I think you have to work hard to provide a great guest experience, and you have to provide, you know, the care factor. But I love this quote that you put in your book, People Buy From People. My promise to you is that by the end of this book, you'll be convinced that there's a way for you to celebrate the personal and financial freedom that comes with a career in professional sales. Everybody sells something every day. Teachers sell, pastors sell, the mailman sells. I mean, we all sell something.
We do. We do. We all live by selling something. And the difference between being a professional salesperson, because I think some people really steer clear of sales because they imagine they're, you know, that uncle that shows up at Thanksgiving, he's got the plaid jacket on and he got a deal for you, you know, like that's a smarmy way of thinking about sales. And so I think the difference between being a professional salesperson is the ability to connect personally with folks and to have that understanding that people want to buy from their friends, that trust has to be the first factor. And the professional piece here that I try to lay out is that there is a sales process that if you follow it and if you are disciplined about not just talking about you, not being you-centered. So many salespeople want to sell their product. You know, they're excited and they're passionate about their stuff, but I got to tell you, people buy because of what they need, not because of what you sell. That, and I think if folks could keep that in mind, then they would get buyer-centric and you know, I mean, Jackie, that's exactly what you do with me, right? You lay out your services and how you can make a difference in our lives at my company, and that makes sense to me. You don't spend all your time telling me about 𝙎𝙬𝙧𝙬 and how long you've been in business and, you know, how wonderful you are. You could do that and it would all be true, but that's not about me.
That's right.
And I'm going to buy based on what I need, not on what you sell.
That's correct.
That's great advice. You know, sales for, you know, tickets to my Eric Crossland's home for wayward middle-aged women. Ticket sales have been down. I think I've been trying to sell me
You've
too
been trying to
much.
tell your stuff. Right. They don't care. How do you
This is
help
great.
them?
This is a great show, Jackie. Hey, so
He's smarmy. Is that what we're saying?
I'm the guy with the plaid.
He's got a plaid thing.
Hey, so I heard it through the grapevine that there's this great Zig Ziglar quote that is going to blow my mind. What is this?
So, I love Zig. When I started TrainerTainment, I said, you know, I'm going to start this coaching and training company, and I might not be Zig Ziglar, but maybe I could be just this much like him. And Zig said, when you help enough other people get what they want, you'll have everything that you need. And I'm sure I'm paraphrasing, but I tell you, I think I built everything in my life around that. And I think that speaks to that whole buyer-centric piece too as well. So
Very good.
You know what we're going to do for the first time in show history? We're going to take a break and bring a guest back, Beth, if you will.
I'm
Will
the
you
first.
stay
You're
for
the
one more?
2 cents, Beth.
You're just too dang interesting. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with that.
Oh, thanks.
Falls Truck Center has parts and is quickly becoming the go-to provider for big truck parts for every major manufacturer on the highway, including thousands of in-stock OE and quality aftermarket brands. With over 45 years combined experience selling and locating those hard-to-find parts, Joseph and Jack are on standby and ready to assist you with any repair project. Need service too? Falls Truck Center can get you in a bay and back on the road within hours, not days or weeks. Come see us at Falls Truck Center next to Flying J. Call us at 940-64-PARTS.
Hi, welcome back to the social space. I'm Eric Crossland. We have Jackie Hager over there, Andrew Bell, and still with us, Beth Stanley. You don't pronounce the D, right?
No, we do.
Oh, Standlee.
That's it.
Him with the hard D. Okay.
Hard D.
We have a guy who works here that's named Peyton. How do you say Peyton?
Peyton.
Woo! That's a hard T, Jackie.
Hard T.
All right. Go ahead, Ed. You're going to start us off.
Beth, we've been talking about your book,
Yes.
People Buy From People.
Yes.
As the audience knows, I have 3 little girls at home, and you know, I'm always trying to educate them and guide them in some sort of direction, hopefully a positive one. But how important would this book be to them?
I think real important, and here's why. I wrote this book certainly for anyone who's in sales or wants to be a better communicator in their life. But in particular, I wrote the book for women because I do believe that you can improve your financial freedom, you can improve your life if you choose to have a career in sales. And I think sometimes people really steer clear of that just because they don't know and they don't understand. I started my life, and you know, I mean, life is funny. It takes twists and turns. And I went off to college and met my very fabulous husband, who I'm just now celebrating the 40 years of marriage with.
Congrats.
But I did it kind of backwards. I got my MRS real soon in that college career, and my MOM almost quicker. And so, you know, some women, I think, would decide, well, you know, this is where I am. And I didn't decide that. You know, I was my husband's wife. I was my children's mother, and a whole lot more. And I try to tell that story. I'm pretty vulnerable in the book because I think you have to connect with people first. And I don't think my story is all that different than a lot of people's stories. Like, we all twist and turn, and life isn't exactly what we think it's going to be sometimes.
Sure.
And so for your little girls, my message would be, you get to be anything you want to be. You know, and yeah, I would just be thrilled. You'll have to share with me later if those girls would read it, because if I can have any influence at all, I'd love to place these books in every women's shelter across this country. I would, because if just one woman could make a difference, could see your life in a different way, I will have done something.
Yep.
I think you're also saying it's never too late to, you know, you can change. You can change your career, you can start a new career, you know, you never stop growing. Yeah.
No, life is happening all the time. It's happening, and it's how you make the most of those moments. And I got to tell you, all the way through, and speaking to your little girls, like I would say with my children, oh, this is the best age ever. I mean, except for 15. That was awesome. But except for that one, that's kind of how I face life. So even though I didn't really plan to get married my sophomore year of college, and I didn't plan to have a baby and all that early, it really, it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important thing. You know, I started selling Tupperware. I write about the book. I started selling Tupperware when I was 23. I was in Amarillo, Texas, and it was awesome. They gave you a car. If you recruited 5 other people, you got a car. We didn't even have another car. And they paid insurance and all that. I did that for 11 years, and honestly, the fact that I can sell, the fact that I was introduced to Zig Ziglar and all that happened through Tupperware. So if I hadn't made that choice at that age, well, I don't know where I would be.
Sure.
You know, it's funny. Just every little step you take makes a difference if you decide to make a difference. So that's what I'd tell them. That was a really long answer.
No, that was 2 questions. But here's my real question, Beth. I'm trying to read what Jackie wrote for me. Hey, sales is fun, but there's no magic. Could you tell me?
Abracadabra! Poof! You're a sales rep. Oh, yeah, no. There's no magic.
You got to work at it? Is that what we're saying here?
It's work. It is work. You know, we do a ton of coaching at TrainerTainment. I'm the CEO of a wonderful training and coaching company out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And, you know, we'll go to work with sales teams all the time. And, you know, they wish that an email here and a LinkedIn post there and you know, a telephone left message, they wish that would all work.
Yeah.
Wishing ain't the way it works.
No.
It just isn't. You got to work, and it's your job to get a hold of people. It is not somebody's job to call you back. You have to become the buyer's priority, and that's not on them, that's on you, to stay in front of them long enough, to try to find out what they need, to follow the sales process, to qualify, you know, and then to pitch the thing that they need, because you took the time to find it out. And then, oh, by the way, you have to ask them to buy your stuff.
Yep.
So this is my wish, is that everyone could read this to learn how to do their job better, especially women.
Yes.
People buy from people. Now, you just recorded the audio version
I
of
was
this.
going to
Yes,
ask.
I'm
I
so
don't read so good. So you just,
Audible is coming. I assume it will be released in the next 2 to 4 weeks. We're
and you
very
recorded
excited.
it at your reading?
I did read
Awesome.
it against lots of advice.
I
Lots
bet
of
you- I bet
folks.
you did great.
Lots of folks said, you know, you need to get a professional to read it.
But wouldn't
la,
it
la,
sound
la.
weird hearing your
Well, I think
words
so.
out of someone else's voice?
I'm a speaker. I told you I couldn't sing. I'm a much better speaker. I'm a great talker. And yeah, no, I needed to read the book. And I told the person who advised me, I said, well, I was in theater. I was in theater in college, and I'm a great speaker, you know.
Well, I will say
that's
this.
true.
You are a great speaker. I've heard
Yeah.
you on stage training and coaching over the years, and you're amazing. So if anyone's listening, looking for a motivational speaker on training and coaching, you're it. But so there's a workbook that comes with it also. But let's tell people how to get this book.
Sure.
Because
Sure.
I'm going to buy it for friends for Christmas. So you can go to Amazon.
Yes.
And if you're a Prime, just a couple of clicks, and put in People Buy From People by Beth Standlee. But I love this, how to personally connect in an impersonal world.
Yes.
That's
It's even
good.
more appropriate today
It
than it
is.
was when we released the book, I think.
So Amazon and Beth Stanley,
Yes.
we're going to see you a lot.
Thank
We're
you.
excited. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you're here in Wichita Falls today to share this with us.
Thank
and
you.
If you're out there and you want to know just a little bit about people buying from people, this is it. And it's so reasonable, under $20.
There you go.
There you go. That's a perfect Christmas gift.
Promise a great ROI on it. I'm
Yes.
sure you can sell at least $40 more of whatever you sell
Okay,
if
awesome.
you'll read the book. So you can double your money.
Hey, was this your first time in Wichita Falls?
No, we helped open a family entertainment center here, and my company did.
Oh, I knew that,
If
yeah.
you want an autographed copy,
Yes.
you can order it from the TrainerTainment website. That's
We'll
the,
put that on the screen, TrainerTainment,
Will do.
so that you can buy it directly from Amazon, an autographed
autographed copy you can get
from
from
TrainerTainment.com. Wow,
Awesome.
Beth, this was awesome.
Thank
I've
you.
read this book. You can see this is my copy, and it's been used a
I
lot.
love it.
And
It honors
highlighted
me.
in yellow.
Yes.
Andrew, I like to read. I read a lot,
Mm-hmm.
at least about 800 pages a week. Sometimes I listen.
yeah.
You should get a no.
Yeah,
I'm a big Audible
Are you-
listener.
I do both.
You know, and that's the other reason I read it. I'm always more inspired to listen to a book
Yeah.
that's been read by the author. You can
Yeah.
always tell the
Agreed.
difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Gosh, thank you so much, Beth. We
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
you.
welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
and
meet you.
We're going to do another military minutes
Yeah.
here,
All right.
and make sure you go out and buy Beth's book, especially if you got little girls.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank
Yes.
you.
All
Thank
right,
y'all.
you guys, take care.
From him. And he said that one of the best things he ever did was to self-publish. And well, I
4 Stars Auto Ranch is known for the rave reviews, but don't take my word for it.
When I needed a minivan, I knew just who to call.
Who?
Well, 4 Stars.
Okay, just checking.
4 Stars gave me a great deal.
Like massive savings on the 2020 Ram 1500?
Who is that?
I'm the narrator for this commercial.
Well, I don't like it. Can I talk now?
Sorry, commercial's over. 4 Stars Auto Ranch. Yeah, we're eager to help. Ma'am, you forgot your baby.
Ram Power Days, going on now.
Hello, Team Shepherd.
and welcome once again to another edition of Shepherd Speaks. I'm Brigadier General Kenyon Bell, and the Installation Commander here at Shepherd Air Force Base, and I'm with our Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant 𝙆𝙼𝙐𝙬 Mosley. And we're excited to be able to come to you from the 364th Training Squadron, home of the Cable and Antenna Schoolhouse.
Yes, and Shepherd has an international flavor where countries bring their personnel here for training in aircraft maintenance as well as pilot training. But we also have telecommunication professionals, and it's a team, a cadre of civilian and military members that train over 450 telecommunication professionals a year.
And we are extremely excited about how our folks here at Shepherd Air Force Base have continued to fight through while training throughout the coronavirus pandemic. For our airmen specifically, the cadre have developed an innovative technique to integrate flexibility into the training pipeline to allow our communications career fields to transition to a modular training technique in support of the Agile Airman model for the 3D Air Force Specialty Codes. The modular training concept has the potential of decreasing the number of training days by 30%, taking us from 77 to 52 training days, simply by only teaching those concepts that the airmen are going to need at their first duty location to support the missions when they get to that specific unit. This is going to be amazing.
Yes, sir. And so a lot of that training that we give to the airmen is to make sure that they're mission ready when they get to their first duty location. And a lot of that kudos is given to the instructor, the cadre that we have right here at Shepherd Air Force Base. Again, making sure that they are mission ready and using the novel expertise that they have and the way that they train our airmen right here at Shepherd. So we're certainly proud of our instructor staff.
And this is innovation without technology, an amazing thing for us to be able to make some small changes that are going to make a big difference for our airmen. Today we're going to be able to hear from them. First, we're going to hear from one of our instructors, Technical Sergeant Nolan Fisher, who hails from Oregon. And we're going to hear from one of our students, Airman Marcus Frias, who comes to us from New York. Let's listen in to what they have to say.
I've always been in the cable antenna systems career field. Came in about 8 years ago in there and done that ever since. My favorite part about cable and antenna systems is working with my hands, being able to go outside, not necessarily being regulated to just a desk job. So I like the physical aspect of still getting outside. My favorite part about being an instructor is just getting to share the knowledge that I've acquired and kind of encouraging the new students that are coming into this career field to be able to learn and kind of pick up on stuff that I didn't know when I was a young airman. So for people on the outside looking in that might be thinking about trying to get into this career field, I would say if you like being active, you like working outside, like doing a wide variety of things, definitely know how to work with your hands. This would be a great job for you. It's got good prospects on the outside if you do choose to get out. There's plenty of civilian jobs, so it's got pretty much everything. It's a great job.
I think all the instructors, they teach a little different, but because they teach different, they're able to get to different people, and they break it down in ways that everyone in the class understands. I think the hands-on, actually going and doing stuff, because I learn better that way instead of just going through lecture after lecture, hour after hour. We actually go out, we do it, The first week we were here, the second day of class, we started climbing telephone poles. So I think that was great. I didn't know what I was getting myself into at first, but I think I'm very happy that I got into this career field. And I also think that it's something anyone and everyone can do. We have so much different people, diverse people, and it's really easy to learn and easy to pick up the skills and actually do it.
And it's a privilege to be a part of that responsibility. It's also been a privilege to come to you on a very regular basis over the past few months, talking about the missions that go on here at Shepherd Air Force Base and highlighting the men and women who are a part of that mission. But now we're going to make a transition and we're going to change things up a little bit. Our wonderful public affairs team will still go out and capture everything that's being done within our units to discuss our mission and talk with our people as a part of Shepherd Speaks. But now what Chief Mosley and I are going to do is we're going to go and have some sit-down sessions, some focus group sessions with some of the men and women of some of our units to talk about the strategic vision for Shepherd Air Force Base, for the 82nd Training Wing specifically, and make sure they understand how they fit into it. We're going to have conversations about what it means to be an airman and how they fit into this mission. So both of those dynamics, both of those different topics will be covered. Some right here on the Shepherd Air Force Base Facebook homepage, and some I will invite you to go over to the 82nd Training Wing Commander Facebook page, where we will capture both of those two dynamics in different forums as we move forward. Again, we thank our public affairs team for continuing to produce these wonderful videos for us week in and week out while we highlight the wonderful missions across Shepherd Air Force Base. As we've always done, we want to thank our wonderful leadership team here within the 364th Training Squadron. The 364th Training Squadron Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Reddy, and the Squadron Superintendent, Senior Master Sergeant Jeff Messer. So thanks again for watching us on this edition of Shepherd Speaks, and we'll see you again next time with a little bit of a different flavor. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great day.